If you're running a business, it's important to make sure that you have reserves. There's a lot of different scenarios that I could think of where having reserves is really important. So one of those would be, especially now, lately with everything that's been going on, is you've got reserves in case you've got non-paying tenants in a rental property. You know, that really can affect your business if you go for long periods of time with vacancies. So you want to make sure that you have funds in place to cover expenses associated with that property if no tenant is in place. So you want to have reserves for that. Another reason why you want to have reserves is because if you do own rental properties, you want to make sure that you have money to make any repairs. You know, sometimes things happen and they can be very expensive repairs. You know, if an AC goes out or there's a storm and there's damage and you need a new roof, something major like that, you want to make sure that you have reserves in place to be able to make those repairs for your tenants and to keep your property good. Another reason why you'd want to keep reserves is just for things like insurance deductibles. You know, again, if a storm came through or something and you have to pay, you know, a large deductible to get some work done, you want to make sure that you have the cash on hand to do that. Another reason to have good cash reserves is to pay your property taxes. You know, again, owning rental properties, you're still on the hook for the property taxes every year, so you want to make sure that you're keeping money set aside for those property taxes to be paid every year. And another big reason why you want to make sure that you have reserves is, what if some awesome, really lucrative opportunity came your way? You know, that you could invest some money into something and have a really great return on it. If you've got reserves in place in your business that, you know, you can put that extra money to work for you, that could really move you much further into your business a lot faster than some of these little things that you're doing. So having money set aside to account for all these situations is very important and is really a must if you're running a business. You have to have reserves because you just never know what's going to happen, and you want to make sure that you don't lose everything that you've built up because you didn't plan properly and have the money set aside to account for these sort of things. So, you know, I would encourage you, if you don't have reserves, to maybe look into you know, some ways. Maybe read Profit First, I know, is a really great book and teaches you how to set all your money aside. So just have that reserve plan so that you don't, just make sure that you have reserves in place so that you can keep your business going in a successful and a healthy way. And if you want to learn more about that and talk more about planning, you can go to my website at themelissajohnson.com and connect with me there, and we can have a conversation.